So we should be live now. Welcome, everyone, back to Power Rangers Cosmic Roar. I am Dream Sword, Zach Hart, Stanley, yada yada, you know the drill.
I
I'm,
have 50 names.
yeah, kinda. I am the GM of this campaign, and I also play the character of Zach. And today I am joined with Ryo.
I have to fix everything.
Yeah, he's Mr. Fix It. I appreciate him a lot.
Oh, that's new. I mean, last night you were saying I sucked.
Nuh-uh. I would never say such a thing.
You would.
No.
Not openly.
Nuh-uh.
But you would do that.
Not while I'm being recorded.
I
though.
would never do such a thing ever in my life. I am a pure and innocent angel. Thank you.
No, you
Yeah, you'd never pick on Sheena either.
I don't. Jeez.
I'm pretty sure you have enough evidence.
No. But Ryo also plays the character of Zinc.
AKA, I'm going home.
And we also have Nico.
It is I, Narples.
Yeah. And we also have Sheena, who can't talk right now. She plays the character of Rose. And Troy, who plays Olivia, unfortunately can't make it today, so I'll be controlling Olivia during this. I hope I do okay. He only gave me 2 instructions, so I hope I don't mess that up. So
Be a coward.
kind of.
Okay then.
like you're not far off.
Hard to mess that up.
So
Oh no, I'm being too brave.
rip.
Gotta hide under the rock.
Yeah. Oh no.
Oh no, the rock crushed me.
But stay far away and crap talk. Yeah, that Sheena nailed it. That was the 2 instructions I got.
Wow.
Yeah, good stuff.
Oh god, she's really just a bratty younger sibling.
Yeah,
That's terrible.
that's
I wanna
Olivia.
kill her now.
Oh no. So one thing we decided to establish last session is that there will be a different quote unquote narrator for each episode. Technically, why is Narfles dancing?
Because
It's
she's not.
fine. Don't worry about it.
Okay. But so since Troy's the one not here, I will do my best Olivia voice in this instance. Last time on Power Rangers Cosmic Roar. You know, there we go. So oh,
Let's do your Hermione.
hi Tom. He's in the chat watching apparently.
Just do your Hermione impersonation. It would be good.
I don't remember what my Hermione impersonation was. It's been too long since we updated that.
Sheena,
Oh, it was the Sheena voice.
more or less.
Well, no, I can only do that if I'm being Rose. Like,
That's true.
so yeah. But yeah, from the perspective of this team, though, which is Team 2, for those who didn't tune in last time, there will be 2 different teams of players for this campaign. This is Team 2, the Beast side. And from their perspective, they have just escaped the carnival getting run over by this giant swarm of, like, alien goo monsters who are just eating everything in their path. Now, I guess we'll get into the main episode, as it were, so hope you all enjoy. Alright, so this opens actually with a flashback. Use your imagination here. I'm not changing the maps right now. We open up back at the carnival, and this has to do with Zach. He has just escaped the security team. He stops by in this clearing in the middle of the trees that surround the carnival. And he comes, and he's like, oh man, gave him the slip. Yeah, I'm awesome. And he walks forward a little bit, and he comes across a few little kids who are sitting there. They look pretty raggedy. They're like literally wearing rags as clothes. They don't look very well fed. They run up to him, and they're like, hey, Zach, what you got for us today? And he goes, oh, I only managed to pill for a few bucks, but here you guys go. You should be able to eat for today with this, and enjoy the carnival. I don't think anyone's gonna stop a couple little kids or question it. I mean, it's to celebrate the heroes after all. And so they cheer and they say thanks, and they immediately run off. And Zach just kind of has a small smile on his face, proud of himself a little. And so he's like, "All right, who to scam next?" And he like walks back, and then that's when he comes across Zinc, and those who tuned in to the first episode knows how that went. Then smash cut to later in that very same day. The sky has gone dark. This sentient sludge, whatever it is starting to eat everything.
Is
And
the blood raining from the sky?
yes, so the picnic is canceled. So, and Zach is now running for his life. Like, he is literally like dodging out of the way of these monsters trying to like slam into him. He's outright ignoring other people who are currently getting absorbed and like calling out for help. There are screams all over the place. It's not a pretty sight. And he comes across a quarry just like probably like maybe a little less than a mile away. Yes, there's a giant grass field and a quarry within walking distance of each other. Don't question this.
Well, it's mountainy.
Yeah. So, and remember, this is some podunk town in the middle of nowhere, so it totally checks out. So, yeah. And he's like, we'll just scroll upwards a little bit here for people to get the idea. And he comes across the cliff face and he's like, oh, maybe literally a dead end. Like, so he looks behind him. He still sees, the giant black mass. Just not so much because he's kind of escaped the vicinity, but it's still like slowly like seeping outwards towards that area. So yeah, he's like, oh god, and he's like looking around frantically. And now, here's where I say, is there anything you guys want to be established about where your characters are, what they're doing, or whatever? Because last we saw them, they were all like, yeah, not dealing with that either, and we're also running for their lives. So,
Since it's mostly for the sake of a laugh, I'll have Zinc just walk straight on past him and hop down the cliff.
just like freaking like a mountain goat, just like one ledge, two ledge, down to the bottom.
No, straight to the bottom, totally ignoring the kid.
just hops straight off the cliff and then just impacts the ground, not even phased.
He's basically made of steel. He don't care.
Yeah,
He keeps walking off.
yeah, like and so Zach notices and you're like, hey, isn't that guy from before? Whatever. And he looks behind him. He's like, you know what? I think he's got the right idea. But instead of like jumping, he's like slowly, like going down the cliff face. Right?
Let's not die.
Pretty much. I'm better than that, I think. Like, so, how about the rest of you guys?
I'm right here, like in this little cave over here,
Uh-huh.
trying to blend in with the environment.
Narples is like holding two branches in her hands and just like trying to look like a bush.
I'm a ferret. I can hide.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. How about Rose?
He's into anything that's like as where I can see squeeze my head.
Yeah. Yes. At least if the end of the first episode was to be believed, Sheena, Rose, Nadia, and Olivia are all running together currently. Yeah, I just skimmed. I think Narples took like the only hiding spot, pretty much.
Yeah. Score. I mean, she could hide behind these two guys over here.
They don't exist. No, don't worry about it. That you don't see them. Nope, they're not in this image.
They're already dead.
Yes. Pretend they're statues, I guess. Like, hide behind the statues. I mean, all right.
Both of them do like poses to fit exactly behind
Like Scooby Doo style. Like,
yes.
Okay, so Rose, Olivia, and Nadia are all over here, doing their
I am
best.
the statue. My legs are so large.
Yeah, to doing their best to stay hidden.
Olivia fits so perfectly with that skirt. Like those, she
Yeah.
has legs for days.
Oh yeah. How do you think she ran so fast?
That
And
is true.
and so, they're hiding. Nadia's currently freaking out. She's like, "Oh my gosh, what's going on? I don't understand." Like being frantic. What do we do, Rosie? What do we do? Pretend to be statue. Rather calm answer from Rose. Rose is like, just pretend. Just sit. Just stand perfectly still. Zach is still climbing down, and I'm gonna
Ooh.
roll, huh?
I get scared because I
Hold on.
think that there's something happening.
4. Okay, yeah, alright, I'll let you do what you want. Go ahead. Describe.
Okay, so I take the closest branch and and throw it out.
Throw it
Get
out where?
somewhere else.
Throw it off to like the side to try and bait whatever.
Like a rock or something. Yes.
Okay. So you throw it, and I'm gonna roll. Alright, so
Fuck.
so if you are aiming at Zach, it very much does not get anywhere near
I
him.
wasn't I wasn't aiming at him. I was aiming at anywhere else.
Yeah, I know. But
So
like
I actually hit him instead.
no.
It's a critical fail of aiming anywhere but him, so it hits him.
No. Cause see, here's what goes down. You chuck it, right? And you did it to like go anywhere else to draw attention, right?
Uh-huh.
Right. Okay. So you throw it out, and all it does is just kind of land right next to you. Just like
Dingleberries, my throwing arm isn't what it used to be.
exactly. Like, so yeah, kind of not. Or Zach though, of course, hears this, and he kind of like is like, oh no, like he thinks the worst, and so he peeks his head into the hole, and he sees.
And I do the penguins from the Madagascar. You've seen that?
You didn't see anything. And Zach just looks at this ferret lady, and he's like, hi, how are you today? Pretty interesting time we're having here, huh? Yeah.
Didn't see anything.
Okay. And he's like, whatever, and he keeps climbing down. Now I'm gonna keep going unless someone else has an idea of what to do. So I'm gonna roll something here. Oh dang! So as he like gets down to a more level part of the cliffside, he looks and he sees Zinc just kind of chilling right at the bottom. Wonder what he's doing here. And he like an idiot shouts out to him. And he's like, "Hey!"
Ignored.
Hold on. Roll to see if you hear him first of all.
It's Zinc.
It doesn't matter. Do you hear him?
Alright, what am I rolling? A normal D6 or a 3D6?
Normal D6. 3. Okay, so you like half hear him. Like you just kind of hear noise in the distance. Like
Yep, people getting eaten. Not my problem.
kinda. And so I'm gonna roll something now. 5. All right, so Zach tumbles and rolls and runs to catch up. And he's like, "Hey, you're that guy from before. Like, do you have any idea what the heck's going on?"
I'm not, and I don't.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Oh well. Hey. if you don't mind, could you help me run? I'm kind of not in the mood to get eaten, and I don't think you are either. Like
I'm not going to carry you.
that's no, that's not what I mean. I mean, you're big and strong, right? Can't you like do something? Maybe
No.
it. Oh, well. What if? And then he like reaches into like his hoodie pocket, and he pulls out a Jumo. This one's white card. And he's like, what if I give you one of these? Would you change your mind then?
Absolutely not.
Dang. Okay, I'll sweeten the deal. And he reaches into another pocket and he pulls out a vial of like white liquid. And he's like, what if I give you both of these for free? Would you help me out then?
I believe the phrase on your planet is snake oil.
And hold on, I'm actually gonna roll for this. One sec. Wow. Okay. so
Hey, I've heard that 150 times.
and so Zach's like, how do you know that? Like,
Cultural exchange.
uh-huh. Well, anyway, Sheena just posted a thing. That's pretty funny. And he's like, oh, right. And he points right at the hole Narples is hiding. And he's like, well, can you at least help me get this ferret girl out? I mean, I think she might be, like, trapped or something. Like, you know.
Going back would just endanger me.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. Huh.
Reasonable.
And so he's like, I mean, you're an alien, right? I mean, you sure you don't know what those things are? Because they clearly, I never seen that before. Like, bro.
And then he just turns back and starts walking.
Wait! and so I'm gonna roll again, and this is for Olivia, too. Okay. So Olivia hears like this kind of just nonsense discussion going on. Like kind of like doesn't really make out exactly what it is, just kind of makes out like small little bits, right? And her dumb self decides, I'm gonna peek out and look at him. And so she looks, sees this giant metal man, and
Well, he's still in his giant trench coat, so.
well, giant trench coat man, and this kid with weird hair, just kind of like talking. And so Olivia's like, what? And she like, I'm gonna roll again, one moment. Oh wow, one. Okay. So she's like, weird. I don't remember these guys. The heck are they doing here? Maybe. And then, and this is because I rolled a one. She's
Falls
like,
on her face, breaks her nose.
no. She's like, wait a minute. Mysterious trench coat guy. He must be behind this. So she steps out, and Zink, I'm going to have you roll another 1d6 real quick. Oh, perfect. Okay, great. Fantastic. So she just shouts, hey, ugly!
And then she gets a rock in between the eyes.
Roll for it if you want to throw
I
it.
did. What do you think the 6 was?
No, the 6 was for you hearing her. Like, that's what it was.
Okay. It's not between the eyes, but it's right in the forehead.
Roll D. Oh, wow. Okay, so Olivia narrowly freaking dodges it, and the rock instead hits the statue behind her, and she's like, oh, Jesus. And she's like, and so...
Yes. And the head of the statue
it falls off, yeah, just...
Yes.
And she's like... And Nadia now is like, Olivia, what are you doing? And Olivia turns around and, like, whispers, all right, I'm going to get their attention. You guys run, okay? Just get out of here. Keep going until you hit the city.
Brave.
And
Brave.
and
They're walking away.
and so very slowly she's like creeping up, cause she doesn't she's not exactly fully committed to this. And she's like, yeah, I'm not gonna let you eat more people, you big dumb guy. Yeah, fight someone your own size.
Effective roll of 0. Can't be talking about me.
Even though you're rolling a d6, you still roll a 0.
No, she rolled a 0 because that doesn't even apply to Zinc.
Oh, damn.
It
What'd I
did.
tell you?
Wow.
So does Ink just ignore, or is it just not effective? I'll
It's
just
100% total ignoring.
Zink's like whatever.
He wasn't going to acknowledge her anyway, but now it's just literally worthless.
Catches Zach's attention though, and he's like, "Hey, I'm not that big." Like, wow, rude. Like, jeez. Like, so now Narples, I want you to roll.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Nadia turns to Rose, and she's like, "Rosie, what do we do? I don't want to leave her out there. Do we run or not? I don't know." Ah, 1. Wow. Narples, you're just like, nope, not getting out of this hole. Like, just nope.
Staying here for now.
Yep.
It was made for me.
This is my new home.
It's just the right size.
And okay, so Nadia and Rose run after Olivia. Olivia turns around and she's like, I told you guys to run. What the heck? That guy's gonna eat us. Probably, maybe. Like, get out of here, gee. And meanwhile, she's like thinking, there goes my moment. I was gonna be a cool hero and like impress all my new friends and stuff, and it was gonna be great. Oh God, now I'm gonna get eaten. Like, so Zach now kind of is trying to put things together. So let me roll for this. 3. Okay. So he recalls Zinc. He recalls Narples. But he doesn't recall Rose, Olivia, and Nadia. And he's like, wait a minute. And he like puts a hand to his ear, right? 5. Okay. And so he's like, he's listening and he doesn't hear, like, the screams are getting quieter, but like they're still happening. And he's like, actually guys, I think we're all safe for now. Weren't you guys all at the...
Aliens have already killed everybody.
Yeah.
There's nobody to scream.
Yeah, like... and so he's like, wait, all you guys are at the carnival, right? Like, is everyone here okay? Like, no, I left all my food there.
What did they actually have my concert last time? Because
Yeah, everyone was at your concert last time. And so Narfles peeks out and starts climbing down. Okay. And
I do kind of remember you. You were the guy selling those really weird these things.
oh yeah,
These jelly beans or whatever the hell they were.
oh yeah. Now that you mention it, would you like to buy another one? You seem to be really receptive, and you know, I mean, it'll take your mind off the tragedy that's befallen. Hey, come on, it's not bad. Come on, hey. I don't think now's the time for that. Oh, it's always time for that. And he sees Zink is like, yeah, I'm leaving. So he like goes to cut him off. And he's like, hey, man, you are the dude from the woods. Look.
Zinc doesn't stop.
he's still walking by him.
No, he's walking through him.
On top of him.
Ow. Rip.
Why would you stand in front of a giant metal man?
Zach's not very smart. I'm sure you've noticed. But
We've all noticed.
1. Okay.
Stomp.
Pretty much. Yep. So Zach's like, hey, dude, hold on a sec. Pap. It just, like, walked over. I'm like, So Olivia then is like, you know, meanwhile over in this area over to the left, Olivia's like, oh, you were the girl who did that interesting concerts. Are you all right?
Oh yeah, I'm all right. Thankfully, I didn't get hooked on whatever the hell that guy was selling. Yeah, I think he was trying to sell me more just to make sure that I get addicted to whatever the hell it was. Are you guys feeling all right?
And Nadia is kind of like looking around frankly, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm all right. I guess."
I knew he was fishy.
Olivia's like, "I think he seems nice." I almost choked on one of his chili beans. That's true.
You should probably sue him, just like that one guy sued McDonald's because the coffee was hot.
God. So, alright, so now I'm gonna roll another thing real quick. 3. Okay. So, Zach is still trying to, like, get the attention of Zinc, and is, obviously it's not working out too well.
Abysmally.
Yeah, like, yeah. So, he's like, "Come on, man, you got the best chance of us. What I'm just saying that if you help us out, I'll give you. All right, you're really pushing me here, but I'll give you 2 of each of these." And he like holds out a Jumo and another glass
We've
of
had
elixir.
this discussion.
Yeah, but you don't remember that discussion.
Yes, I do.
No, I don't think you do, friend.
And now you're being ignored.
Like, and he's like, "You know what I like about you, trenchcoat guy? You have this I don't care about anyone attitude. I respect that. You know, a lot of people, like, they just don't
Seem like you respect it.
like, a lot of people don't know when to mind their own business. You know what I mean? Like, just, man, like, if only people can learn to just shut up and, like, take care of themselves. You get me?"
You're getting dead silent.
Still ignore. So, out to outer space.
He's not that strong.
So Nadia, meanwhile, turns to Narples and she's like, well, actually, she's more just kind of asking the group in general, but she's kind of slightly forwarding it towards Narples. She's like, "So, anyone know what those sludge things were? They were creeping me out like no one's business. Oh my god."
No, I don't. I can't exactly say. I'm terribly familiar with them. I kind of slept through most of my uh, space biology lessons at the university. Never really liked that subject.
Space biology, and she like looks a little confused. Like, what?
The one thing I can tell you is that mm, get close, no good.
Alright, I'm gonna roll something else. 4. Okay. So Nadia hears something, and she looks up towards the top of the cliff face. And let me drag a thing over here. You guys don't see this. Don't worry about it. I'll just put it right here. Good enough. Alright. So, and she's like, "Guys, I don't think we actually made it safe yet." And she points at one of these goo monsters seeping out from just above the hole Narples was hiding in.
Oh, I barely saw that thing.
So,
It looks like a Scooby-Doo monster.
so yeah, it's starting to drip down the cliff face. So much for a safe spot. And so now, well, the hole was safe. 3. Okay. So Zach also kind of hears the shout of Nadia and looks back, and he's like, "Hey," and he turns back to saying, I still don't know your name and all, but you might want to run a little bit faster if you're really not going to help us out here." And he like points out to the goo now dripping down the cliff face. And
Okay, I don't even think the cliff face would be in sight at this point.
he doesn't walk that fast. Chill. Like,
Zinc's pretty big.
yeah, but he doesn't. If anything, he'd walk slower. Mass.
No, he wouldn't. Longer steps.
We'll go over the square cube law later. Look, my point is, frickin', he points it out.
He's walking.
Yeah,
He's fine.
yeah. So Zach runs back and he's like, yeah, guys, let's go. He's calling out to everybody. And I am going to roll another thing here real fast. 4. Okay. So Nadia doesn't waste any time. She's like, yeah, good plan, and she hoofs it. And
Good.
Olivia, now I am going to roll something else here. 3. Okay. Olivia also kind of has lost her nerve, and she runs off as well behind Nadia. She's like, yeah, not a good place to be. Bye, guys. And, like, hoofs it off into the distance. So, Rose, Narples, what do you guys want to do?
Well, it just so happens I forgot my evil dark space slime protection kits. So damn it! Don't dang it! Don't go any further.
No. Nadia, wait, and she's after. Okay. So, everyone's going. Zach seems to be kind of relieved, and he's getting ready to go too, because, like, screw this. Like, he's not messing with that. And then he hears something else, and I have a thing for what he hears, so let me roll that.
It's Hitler Rubik.
No!
Not again.
That's in the future. But
He's the final boss.
4. Okay, so he hears a child crying. And he looks over, and sure enough, he, over near the rocks here to the east side of the map. I didn't make a token because this is just a one-off NPC. It's the kid from earlier, or one of the kids from earlier who he gave money to. Somehow made it down here. And the parasite is going right for this kid. And Zach's, like, kind of torn. He's like, oh no, come on. And so... wow, Rose, you're messed up. But, Gas. And, dang it. So, he runs off to help the kid out. And he's like, you gotta get out of here, okay? And the kid's just paralyzed with fear. He's not moving at all. And
So, can I act or?
if you want, yeah.
I'm going as far as I can go, which is up to here, I guess.
Yeah.
And I throw a rock at the thing.
Alright, roll for it. That's up to you. I'm gonna leave it up to you guys. I will say, though, that Olivia takes the opposite approach and is like, nope, out of here.
I critted him.
Yeah. Alright, so you throw the rock. It hits the parasite dead center. But it doesn't do anything. Like, it makes it, like, stop for, like, a split sec. But then it, like, keeps, like, oozing forward. So...
And then I just, well, he doesn't seem to react physically. But maybe if I talk to his spirit.
Do you think this thing even has a spirit?
Everybody can feel love.
And then it kind of hits. And then it kind of hits Zach, and he's like, "Wait a minute, you should be getting out of here. What are you doing here?" And he's like, quickly trying to like pick up the kid. Oh no.
Let me put out something fitting for this.
So Narples just decided to start performing her concert and rolled a 2. Nico, would you like to tell all of us what 2 does?
A 2 is just really confusing.
I can't click that because of how I'm streaming this, but...
Drakengard 1, 12th chapter on the ground.
Oh, that. Okay. Perfect. So, yeah, you just hear that come out of Narple's vocal cords. It's pretty loud. It reaches across everything. And Zach's like, is this really the time? like
Absolutely.
But does it actually... I want to debuff the enemy.
I will say that it stops for a moment. It seems like you got its attention.
Well, better.
Yeah. And then it, like, slowly starts creeping towards Narples instead. Like, very slow. Like,
Get your chance and get the kid.
And, it starts... that would be some crap if it started dancing.
It turns into Space Channel 5. Now we have to dance to battle.
And so... Zach's like, I don't know who you are, but thanks, I guess. And so he sweeps the kid up, who is still, you know, petrified, like, not hearing anything, just terrified at everything going around. And I don't know about how you all react to the song. Olivia is like, nope, no time for music, keeping going.
I'm going to assume it came complete somehow with instrumental backup.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
definitely.
Okay, that actually disturbs Zinc mildly, but he keeps going.
Like,
I'm an alien. I can just do that.
I mean, I get that, but that is still outlandish even for aliens. So he's like, wait, what the?
It's like
It
how-
grabs his attention for a moment, though. Rose, do you keep running with Nadia and possibly Olivia, or are you like, oh, music? Like, I stop, but tell Nadia to keep running safety. Okay. And Nadia at first kind of persists. She's like, no, Rosie, I can't just leave you behind. You gotta come with me, please. I try to persuade her to keep going. Yeah. Roll your 1d6 there. 4, okay. So Nadia stops to, like, hesitates, and then she's like, alright, if you say so, and she runs off as well in the direction of Olivia. And so now Zach really doesn't really see many options, and he's like, alright, I'm out of here. And so he starts to run, kid in his arms. But in the commotion, another of these monsters has formed and has come around the other side of the quarry, cutting off his path to escape. And so his reaction is kind of like, oh, come on. And so now he's looking around. Narples is still singing her heart out, by the way.
Obviously.
Yeah.
I'm also going in. I'm also going like in a different direction, sort of up here.
Yeah. To try and lead the thing away.
Out. Like sort of like here.
Yeah. So Zach's like trying to really quickly do situation. He's like, all right, so cliff's too high to just climb up.
Walk off the map.
Cliff's too high to climb up. This thing's cutting me off. It's real close. Maybe run off towards where that big guy went. I don't know. And he's kind of panicking a bit. And now I am going to roll something. Oh, dang. Rip. Okay. So while he turns to run another way, now let me just grab this. He is now surrounded by these creatures. And the kid is still, like, crying his eyes out. And Zach's like, "Hey, we're gonna be okay. Just calm down. Just calm down. All right, don't panic." Um, and so he just kind of huddles up near the rocks and basically just prepares for the worst, essentially. And so one of these monsters then lunges forward at him and basically covers him and this child in just this dome of black goop made of its own body. 4. Okay. A gray light suddenly slowly seeps out from the bubble and begins to cover like the entire area for like a mile to come. So it's dang bright. It's gonna catch the attention of pretty much all of you. A pillar of energy erupts out, and suddenly this monster is no more. But standing there, still with a child in his arms, is a gray Power Ranger. He has details of a wolf on his suit design. He slowly sets the kid down and he looks himself over and he's like, "What in the world?" And so he's like, "What is going on?" So, however, now, unfortunately for Zinc, because of all the disturbance, because of the bright light drawing attention, because of him getting delayed a couple times, even if only by a little bit, there are now monsters coming toward him where he is.
Well, he just breaks into a sprint.
So, well, no, I'm like they're in his path, basically. I mean,
Well, how many are in his path?
I'm gonna say 2.
Oh, that's easy. He just sprints to the east and goes around.
Well, let's roll against each other. And I'm gonna say +1 to mine because 2 of them are chasing him. 6, okay. So yeah, he goes to sprint, but he's cut off and he's pretty much surrounded, essentially.
You can't really be surrounded by 2 people.
Well, yeah, you can. Like, not completely cut off surrounded, but like, they'll move where he moves, let's put it that way. They're covering 2 sides of him and they're just gonna spin around him. So, now, what is everyone else currently doing? Because, like, there's still the monster creeping towards Narples because she's still singing, but the other goo monsters aren't really paying attention to her. Rose is just kind of observing. Olivia and Nadia have hoofed it.
Kid is safe. Time to huff it.
Yeah, Narples is like, and concert over. Bye now.
Thank you for your loving attention. Bye.
Vámonos.
They have to roll against this. Against
If you want, I am going to roll a thing though, real quick. Nice.
That's a nice. That's a super escape.
Use an escape rope. Whoosh.
I do like a Sailor Moon twirl down the down from here, and just
Yeah,
fall,
just
just fall in slow motion all the way down here, and then just book it.
And then Sheena's typing a thing, so I'll wait for her. What? Nope, you don't see nothing. You're like, nope.
You get tunnel vision.
Yeah. So, now, one of the monsters who have cut Zinc off lunges forward.
And Zinc throws his coat on it.
Roll it. Okay. So, you throw your coat, and it covers it, but very quickly it is also consumed by this black mass. So
I might have to roll it.
So, because I rolled a 6. So,
Not the coat.
Yeah, so
Right.
now anyone who looks at Zink's gonna see this big metal man, and I'm gonna say Zach sees this, and he's like, "Wow, that's actually kind of more impressive than me." I'm kind of jealous, not gonna lie. But and so then we have this other one, but I let's see if you can beat a one, Ryle.
I can't fail.
Mhm.
Well, okay, so it like it kind of like a snake. It kind of like jolts out, but then like retracts back, you know. But Zink somehow manages to like dodge narrowly, and
So he missed, and the other one ate a coat. He's running.
gonna try and run again.
What try? They're both occupied. One missed, and the other's eating.
Well, no, it ate. It didn't eat. It's not eating. It past tense ate.
Well, it's not gonna get a bonus this time.
Well, no. All right. Let's see if I roll a one again. I did. Okay.
And Zink's gone.
So Zink starts to make a break, and now we have this other monster up here. I'm gonna roll for him real quick. 3. Okay. So it's not going like super fast, but it is still tailing Narples a bit. Like she didn't make a super clean getaway. She got a really good head start, but like it's still hunting. Zach finally got the kid to run. And off into the wilderness he goes because that's safe. You know, a child being out on his own in the middle of the quarry. But you know, who cares? Anyway,
Safer than this.
right? Like, or at the very least, starts to run. He hasn't gotten far yet because like he just started. But like you know, so tell him to pretend to be a statue. So now I'm gonna roll for another thing. 3. Okay. So, now I'm gonna have everyone roll a 1d6 right now.
Nice.
6. Okay.
Oh, by the way, I found this.
3. Okay. All right. So, as you all begin to make your escape again, and Zach is still just like, "Wow, I'm in a gray suit, neato." The area itself, and I'm not spamming tokens, is now slowly again, just like the carnival, starting to get consumed. Like this entire surrounding mass that we're all in the center of. Like very slowly, just like this giant wave is starting to engulf. And as this all creeps closer, uh, Zach's like, "Okay, I'm Power Ranger. I guess I gotta try and do something, right?" And so he's running forward, trying to get to whoever he can. But then for everyone except for Zach, Zink, and Narples, right? It seems like time stops. Okay? So, if you want to react to that while I grab something, by all means, go ahead. And, like, the sludge is not moving forward anymore. Rose is totally frozen. The kid is totally frozen in place. Just everything is paused. Like, even the monsters you're currently trying to escape from are just now sitting there like statues, right? And then a light from the heavens shines down on all 3 of these people. And then a voice in their mind starts to speak, and he says, "We all need your help. Please, I'm begging you." And then the glass gems that Zink and Narples picked up earlier both float in the air in front of them for a brief moment. and then they slap into their ring fingers and become rings, with Zinc's gem glowing a brilliant white and Narple's glowing a black. So you all have these glowing gem rings now, and then a flash of light happens, and now all three of them are inside this giant, like, tower. And it's a tower that goes so high it seems to stretch up into infinity, and it looks like this giant, great holy place, right? Like there's gold archways everywhere, etc. And Zach takes off his helmet, and he like looks around. He's like, "What in the world is going on?" And so then a ghostly figure appears before all three of them, who he kind of looks like a Power Ranger, but like a ghost ranger guy. It's so odd to look at.
And he looks a lot glitzier.
Yeah, pretty much. His main color being cyan. And he was like, "Welcome, friends. I am the Guardian."
Okay.
Zax just doesn't really know what to make of this situation, and how does Zinc feel right now?
Zinc's in front of the tower.
He's inside the tower.
He immediately looks for an exit.
He's like, "I'm not dealing with that." He's like, "Nope."
This has nothing to do with me. I'm leaving.
The Guardian then beckons out and he says, "Please, won't you at least hear my story? You're the only ones who can help as the generation's next group of Power Rangers. The Aura Stones that you wear have chosen you. There is no turning back now."
Well, it chose poorly.
And so then the Guardian floats down in front of Zinc, who I imagine is trying to do his best to not make eye contact.
No, checking the walls for a door.
Like knocking on them, like, "Yeah, where is this?" Like,
Pretty much, there's got to be a crease here somewhere.
like,
Where's the secret button? Where is his doormat? Where does he keep the keys?
and the Guardian goes, "Perhaps if I explained the situation and what you might have to gain out of it, you might change your tune?"
Rangers are altruistic. I am not.
Ah, but desperate times call for desperate measures. What if I told you that, should you become a ranger, you could finally find what your heart seeks the most, or make it reality yourself even?
If he had an eyebrow, he'd raise it.
And so the Guardian then goes, "So please, won't you at least listen to what's going on?" And Zach, like, he doesn't take much convincing. He's just like, "Well, I'm already in the suit, and that guy can't find an exit, so I guess I gotta." And so he just kind of sits down, makes himself comfy, ready to listen.
I mean, if the suit's in, so long as it's beige.
And the Guardian just kind of cocks his head confusingly, and he's like, "Okay." So, Zinc, I take it you're still, like, looking for an exit?
I mean, he's listening, but he's still looking for an exit.
Okay. The Guardian then begins to speak. And he says, "Those creatures that have been devouring everything around you, they are called parasites. They are beings which are all-consuming, unthinking, simply live off their own desires to keep feeding and devouring all in their path. They are led by an ancient lord, an enemy of mine, known as Nidalis, and what he currently seeks." And the Guardian then raises a hand, and a gem that looks very distinct from the ones that the three Rangers, quote unquote, are wearing, floats down. This one like shines like super brilliantly, and is like a prismatic color, kinda, because it's like a mirror, so to speak. These are what are known as the Kronos Crystals. They are pieces of our very universe, and should Nidalis get all of them, he would gain the power to reshape this entire universe to whatever he whims. For you see, anyone who gathers every Kronos Crystal and forms the Grand Crystal itself, which all of these are broken from, can have one wish of theirs desired, no matter granted, no matter what it is. So you see, should he get this sort of power, He will affect this reality in ways unforeseen.
If it's so dangerous, why don't you just destroy it?
As I said, it is a piece of our very universe. Should you destroy all of these crystals, you destroy this universe as well. This cannot be allowed to stand. I have already seen this happen once.
Okay, so we failed. That's great.
And the Guardian shakes his head and goes, "Not so. In fact, I have chosen you specifically because I think you actually have a chance. Well, after all, those aura stones you wear on your hands have chosen you, so they must see some value in you." And so Zach's like looking at the little ring on his hand, and he's like, "So that's what these things are called, huh? Aura stone. That's weird. So what's up with these things?" And the Guardian then says, "The aura stones react to specific auras within living creatures and unleash their inner potential. They are also connected to the morphing grid, allowing you to become Power Rangers. That's how they work." And Zach's like, I only understood half of what you said, but okay, cool. And then, like, something clicks in his head, and he's like, well, wait a minute, you said this all happened before, so if, side of good already lost, how are we still all standing here? And the Guardian goes, I used the majority of my power to reverse that. Unfortunately, it's left me mostly drained, and that is also a reason why the Power Rangers are needed in this desperate time.
Okay, I'm just saying okay.
So,
I mean, not much we can do about that. It's not like this thing looks like it's coming off.
Zach then, like, thinks for a minute, and he's like, so our mission then would basically just be to gather all these stones and just prevent them from getting in the hands of this Nidalus guy, like, so then, like, that's it? That's all we gotta do? And the Guardian just nods, and he's like, one wish. And he's like, alright, I'm in. And the Guardian then turns towards Narples and Zink and goes, how about you two? If you have any questions, feel free to ask.
So I'm not actually obligated to do anything, right?
The Guardian says, all I ask is that you gather the crystals. That is all.
Alright. And you have to let me out.
And the Guardian goes, of course. I'm just waiting for the answer of this one here. And he, like, looks at Narples, who's, like, hopping around looking at stuff.
And I say, I mean, I said it's okay. I mean, I wouldn't really want my universe to be blown up. I still need to become a star.
Very well. Now, soon I will return you to where you were, and time will resume. But there are two.
Why do you have to resume time? I mean, it's gonna be much easier if it stays that way.
As I said, most of my powers were drained recently due to my encounter with Nidalus. I can't hold up the time freeze for very much longer.
Damn.
But now there are two things you must know when it comes to being a ranger. If you wish to keep your powers, these are two golden rules you must always follow. 1. Never purposely reveal your secret identity to anyone. And you must never escalate a fight. Only fight in self-defense. And only escalate when absolutely necessary. That is all.
Sounds arbitrary, but okay.
Now
That's
then,
fine.
I will return you all to where you once were. Good luck, Rangers. And so then another flash of light happens, and as he said, all of these things are still as they were before. So time then slowly resumes, and all the parasites are still attacking. You know, people, the people who were running before running away, all that stuff. It's almost like it didn't even happen at all. So, and then,
Alright, so are both Olivia and Rose all the way far away?
Well, Rose is just kind of somewhat nearby looking at what's going on here with the struggle and all. Olivia and Nadia are, like, long gone by now.
Okay. Well, how do we even operate these things? They didn't even come with a manual or anything. Like, I don't see a button. Do you know where the reset is? Should I set a timer? Does this thing turn around? Should I turn around it clockwise or counterclockwise? Does it have like some sort of a child protection thing where I have to pull it out and then press it in so it actually functions? What is the
You then hear the Guardian's voice in your head, and he goes, all you need to do is stay focused, and the Aura Stone will respond in kind. Focus on things that make you motivated, for example.
Okay, I can do that. Yes, you can listen to her talk.
And
I
yes,
think
you can
I'm
probably
not
hear Narples talking to herself if she's doing it out loud.
possibly. I was trying to get attention to the Guardian of the Universe and stuff. Oh, just don't worry about. Oh wait, what's that over there? Way like behind that rock?
So, for those who might not be able to read it on the stream here, Sheena had Rose go up to Narples and be like, "Oh, what? Are you all right? What are you mumbling about?" And so then Narples, does classic misdirection, and Rose like, "What? Where?" And like immediately turns around, and so
Okay, so she's distracted. It's time to do this.
so what does Narples do to try and morph?
Um, I do like a Sailor Moon pose, and then pretend like and then do like some pop idol moves from Macross Delta.
Of course. So okay, yeah. As Narples starts to dance, the black gem on her finger uh, begins to shine brightly, and sure enough, she is enveloped in this dome of dark energy. And Magical Girl style, piece by piece, her ranger suit forms over her body until, in one final flash, the Black Ranger is now around. And with her, she has the design of a tiger on her suit.
With like it like because she also has a tail. It's like a tiger but with really short legs.
Yes.
If I don't forget, I will make a visual of this later.
And Zach sees this and he just kind of gives her a thumbs up and he's like, hey, looking good.
And they strike a pose, of course. Maribosh.
Kibush. Zink, what are you gonna do in this situation?
I have a clip for this.
Oh, do you? I like what Tom had to say there. Focus on things that make you motivated. Quantum Ranger in the distance. And again, I can't click that link because, like, of how the stream works. Like,
I'm sure Shane will tell you. Okay, it's taking her too long. Run away.
Really, you're gonna do the freaking Joseph Joestar technique and just keep running?
That's right. There's a Kronos Crystal here. I don't have to do anything. I've already got a lead on the monsters. I'm out.
Oh my god. Alright, so.
What? It's Zinc.
Roll it, is what I'm saying.
I mean, what's there to roll? If you
Roll
want him
for
to
the
stay, just
needle
have the
and
Guardian
dial.
ask.
No, I'm saying roll it because this entire area is surrounded. So, had you rolled a natural 6, I would have let you frickin' somehow miraculously just bust through, but since that's not the case. Yeah, so Zink's like, hey, I'm free. I'm out. And he like goes to run, and then he quickly sees, oh yeah, this entire quarry is covered in a circle of dark matter. Like, now what are you gonna do, Zink?
He morphs and jumps over them, then runs.
How does he morph?
No, he just stares at the ring. Dead, mind cleared focus.
Alright, so so the white gem on his ring shines brilliantly as well, and in a pillar of light, he suddenly is the White Ranger with decals of a dragon on his suit. And he tries to just run through the giant black mass or leap
No, he
over
jumps
it.
over it.
He tries to leap over it. Alright. So now I'm gonna roll something. And this actually isn't for the monsters. 7. Oh, wow. Okay.
Nice.
So, Zach actually leaps with him. And while they're flying, like, through the air, he's like, hey, I want to cut a deal with you.
I don't want your candy.
That's not what I'm talking about for once. And so they both land. And Zach's like, so will you hear me out real quick?
Talk and run.
You know what? Good idea. And so this black mass is obviously giving chase. And so now Narples is cut off from those two, and she's there with Rose. So what's Narples gonna do, right? And since this is the first morph, I will let you God mode for a little bit, Narples.
All right. So I go to next to where Rose is because she's the closest
Yes.
behind that rock, and I'm like, and I go like,
Rose goes, who are you?
Citizen. Greetings, citizen. I am here to help you and your friends escape from this nightmare situation. Follow me, or better yet, hold on tight. And then I grab her in one of my tiny arms, and then I take a go leap there for Olivia. Nadia is also there, and I just pile them on top of each other and just take them away.
Oh no. Alright. So then we
Just take them to somewhere where there isn't a lot of monsters, where they can actually get to from where they can actually get to town themselves.
right. Zach and Zink are running side by side. And Zach's like, so something tells me you have no intention of staying with the group, huh?
Why would I?
Well, here's what I'm thinking, my guy. How about we work together to get these crystal things? Because that'll make it easier, right? And then, once we have them all, how about we fight it out to see who gets the wish at the end?
Or I could go on my own and guarantee the wish.
You sure that's a good idea?
Yes.
Okay, and well, good luck with that. Meanwhile, have fun dealing with all that. And so Zach then points out to the giant wave behind them that is still like giving chase. And he does his best to try and sprint ahead. And okay, so yeah, he's making good traction ahead of Zink. And Meanwhile, these creatures are all gaining. So, Zank, how are you going to respond to this?
Just keep running.
There we go. I'm just keeping them in one spot because it's easier to drag them that way. And so now I'm going to roll a perception thing. Alright. Zach sees Narples in the distance. And he's like, well, maybe she'll take the deal. And so he calls out to her, hey!
Yo.
So I got a plan I want to talk over with you, but probably not in earshot of those. Wow, you're actually strong arming 3 people at once. Wow, that's impressive. Anyway, let me just talk to you once we get out of here. How about that? All right.
Okay.
So, oh, look, another one. Nadia, by the way, is stunned. She's like, wow, Power Rangers. And Olivia's like, I don't even know what I'm doing. I don't even know what's going on. What the heck?
Okay, let's say we put them away to safety.
Yeah. So they find a good spot. They drop the civilians off and tell them to run. Again, Olivia and Nadia don't really waste any time, and they keep going.
Good.
So then Zach's like, hey, alright. So here's the thing. That ghost guy, he talked about a grand wish at the end of all this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm sure there's something you really want out of that, right?
Not necessarily.
Really?
Nah.
Well,
What's the...
So-
I mean, my plan just kind of involves getting things done by myself. What's the fun in just making your dreams come true by asking for that? It's better to work for it. Speaking
well,
of that, these things aren't going to kill themselves, sadly.
you got a point there. And sure enough, there's more of this sludge still in the vicinity, because they are reaching far and wide at this point. Zach ready's up to fight, and he's like, well then, since we're rangers and we're a team, and you don't really want anything, how about you just, let me have that wish from the crystals at the end of all this, huh? Sound good?
We'll see.
You know what? Good enough response. and so then he...
I've known you for like maybe less than 2 hours. I don't know if you can be trusted with a wish that can shape reality.
I am a Power Ranger. You can trust anything I say. It's fine.
So am I.
Yeah, and I trust you.
Me? He's a Power Ranger too, this guy over here. Do you trust him?
Yes.
I don't know. I mean, what's to distrust? Zink's very forward.
He's very honest, so I trust him.
And that is true.
So...
But okay.
So, alright, so Zach rushes forward, and as these things, like, splinter off and try and, like, attack him, he basically starts doing, you know, the classic Power Rangers, like, kung fu, like, hand-to-hand combat. And actually doing a pretty good job. Again, this is first morph, so God moding's allowed. And he's, like, just splattering these things out. And, you know...
Do we have, like, a gun or something?
Not currently, no.
No. So, what I am going because they're made up of darkness, I shall use my innate power to manipulate darkness to just make them fall apart in the most painful way possible.
Well, they're made up of like a goop, but you know, I mean, if you want to use dark magic, by all means. Like,
I mean, I can make is. I mean, you did describe them as dark, and I have power to darkness manipulate.
well, I more meant that in terms of like their color, but you know, sure, whatever. But
I can manipulate the color black.
damn. All right. Like,
No, so he can
Everything
just
that
put
has an
shadows
X,
in
I
them.
can see through it. But no, I just popped them. I just popped them using my darkness manipulation. I just make tentacles come out of the earth and just tear them apart.
Zach just looks at this and he's like, "Wow, that's actually kind of messed up." What?
And I imagine they have like a a controlling unit inside of them, something like a brain. So I always have one of the tentacles just reach for that and just splash that, just squeeze the life out of that.
I mean, if these things have heads, which I mean they don't, but like if they
I
did,
mean,
that
they have to have something inside of it that's like since it's just goop.
it's magic goop.
A core.
But yeah, so all right, dark tentacles splattering everywhere, and now Zinc, I imagine, doesn't really care about any of this going on.
Well, they're rangers. He knows they can do this stuff.
Yeah, so then I'm gonna roll another thing, and Ryo, I want you to roll as well. We're actually not rolling against each other for once, but
So do I roll my 2d6 because he's morphed?
yes, go ahead. 11. Okay, so Zinc's like, yeah, well, that's all well and good, whatever, and he then notices a brilliant shine happening back towards the center of the quarry where Zack and Narples are fighting. And he then sees more sludge seeping towards that brilliant shine.
But does it give off like a huge energy pulse?
I mean, you can roll to perceive that if you want. I'm going to say you definitely sense that there's something unique about it, but you're not really like 100%.
Hey, Guardian, is that a Kronos Crystal?
And I'm going to see if the Guardian responds. Yes, I'm going to roll this.
Yeah, he's got a roll. I beg you for help.
I mean, Zinc's kind of demanding, man. Guardian's weak. He's got to rest.
That's a basic 1-2 question.
Give him time, man. He needs to get up. He needs his coffee. Like
He doesn't need to get up. He just has to say yes or no.
And the Guardian replies, I sense there's one nearby in the area. I can't tell you if that's actually it or not.
And Zing comes to a skidding halt and just kicks the dirt. I hate this.
So what does he do then? Just stand there? Like,
Well, we're in God mode right now, right?
yes.
Light speed dash.
Okay, so using light magic, Zinc zips back through and he actually like tears through a big wave of this sludge, like a laser, just like zips right through it.
Yeah, think Tron.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's going to completely ignore everybody and go straight for it.
And so Zack and Narples, of course, see this. And now I'm gonna roll something. Dang, okay. So, Zinc, you're zipping over to it, and then suddenly a laser comes down and hits the rock face, cutting you off and also sending the shining gem like flying off in the other direction. And so now the area is covered by another shadow. It's the giant object that was dropping all of these monsters beforehand towards the carnival.
You know, that sounds like a real problem. Reverse, back to the crystal.
So now Zack now sees that this is his chance. And he also makes a dash for the gem at the same time. So he's thinking to himself, oh, I gotta get this guy to work with me here. And so he runs too. And as this is going, more laser fire is coming down, like in the classic Power Rangers fashion. Sparks are flying all over the ground, etc. Right? While they're both running. Narples, what are you gonna do in this situation here?
There is this gigantic monster thing that's spawning all of these tinier monsters, right?
Yes. Although it might be a monster. You're not really sure what it is up there in the sky. Could be anything.
And there is also the crystal.
Yes.
And where is the crystal?
It's flown off to the east.
Wow. And then I'm just I will use my darkness manipulation on the gigantic object.
Okay.
I mean, it doesn't seem like there is an end to these things. So you know. So I roll 2d6.
You're in God mode now, so I'll just let you describe what you want to do.
Is this object floating?
It's way up high in the sky.
So I use darkness manipulation to create like a gigantic a vine that attaches itself to it, and then starts pulling it down to the earth.
Oh Jesus. So, alright, so you whip out this giant tentacle of dark magic to like anchor this thing.
Yes.
And sure enough, like slowly but surely, you're starting to like pull it downwards. And Zach like glances up and he's like, I don't know if that was a good idea. And he like puts his back into it and is like starting to run faster towards the gem. Cause at the thing this is going, this giant object's probably gonna crush everybody at this rate. Like, so now, Zinc, are you still just dashing towards the jewel, or are you gonna try and do something about this giant something?
He's like light speed dashing, so he'll be fine.
Yeah, so all right. So all of these monsters that are around, they kind of realize like what's going on, and they zip and they just kind of hard focus Narples because they're like, let's not deal with that. So they're going after her.
Could use some help here.
And
Guardian of the Galaxy.
And the Guardian does not respond.
Damn it.
Like, so.
Hey, kid who agreed to work with me.
Yo, don't even know your name. Drug dealer. Pick me up.
Alright, so now it's Zach's turn, so.
Kind of anchoring this gigantic, poorly described thing in the sky.
I'm having him use almost all his charges here in terms of his god moding. So Zach is like, alright, and suddenly he feels this sensation in his head, right? And he can sense the auras of both Narples and Zinc and kind of feels what their intentions are. And like, kind of like, he can sort of like an empath. He can kind of read what they're thinking or what they're doing, right? And he's like, whoa, what the hell? And so, gathering up all his energy, he's like, alright, I can do this. And so, kind of DBZ style, he like shoots forward with his energy and grabs the crystal and then rebounds off one of the rocks. And
Hey, where's my action to interrupt?
I mean, if you want to, go ahead, try.
I mean, I'm going for the crystal. I'll use all my god mode powers to shoot him out of the sky when he goes for it.
Okay, so how to balance this out? Okay.
There's no balance.
I mean, if you want to just go straight God mode, I can keep going, but like,
It's like you jumped for it, so pew.
yeah, all right. So because he's still sensing all these emotions, all these auras, he foresaw Zinc doing that, so he like narrowly, but he manages to dodge, and then
And then Zinc bends the laser.
I-
It's light.
yeah, that's true. And he keeps making like a dash and like zips towards Narples, and
But did he give up on the crystal?
no, he did grab it, but he then
Well, it was the fire to stop him from getting to it.
well, he did dodge it. So he dodges, grabs, rebounds, and then he's like, "Hey, Black Ranger," and he shoots the gem towards Narples.
And I grab it.
Okay, so
I
Well,
need
let's
to roll
convert
to
what's
grab
left
it.
of this giant laser beam into a giant rain of deadly thin laser beams. Enjoy the scorched earth.
so Zinc rains down these lasers everywhere. Zack takes cover under the nearby rubble. And these lasers actually pierce through a lot of these monsters and is like pretty much straight up incinerating them, like one by one. And it also pierces the tentacle as well that Narples had.
I worked so hard.
Well, that's because your buddy's a thief.
I can't say it's not true.
And so, what few of these monsters are left? They start like floating up into the sky and getting reabsorbed by whatever this object that Narples had latched onto was. And then said thing starts to ascend up into the clouds and like leave. And so once all this starts to clear, what are you guys all doing right now?
Crystal.
Zink's making a dash at Narples to take the gem from her.
Well, she never caught it. It was just thrown towards her.
No, she did catch it.
I did catch it.
Yeah.
Damn it. Okay, Narples, you're gonna get punched if you don't throw it away.
I mean, we could all work together and make it easier to collect all of these crystals. I mean, have you seen that goddamn thing in the sky? I
Crystal
don't think
first.
this is the first. I don't think this is the last time we're gonna see it.
I have one job. Crystal.
And so Zack comes out from under the rubble. He's a little bit weakened, but he's still good enough to like keep moving. And he dashes next to Narples and he's like, "Look, I don't know what your deal is, but if you really are prioritizing the gems like this, then you know what, so are we. So you can either help us out, or we can start stealing all these gems right from under you, just like we did now."
Or I could kill you.
And so Zack, kind of nervously, he like gets in like a fighting stance, but he's very much bluffing because again, he doesn't have too much left in him because he like exerted all his energy earlier almost.
So I just I use the rest of my charges.
And what are you gonna do?
I'm just going to raise all of the tentacles I can as a means of intimidation. And remember, God mode.
Yeah. So.
Lots of tentacles.
Oh yeah.
No, it's threatening, but it's like, would it kill him?
You don't want to see what my imagination can do when tentacles are involved.
I've seen what Earth can do. And Quadrant 3.
But have you seen what they do in Quadrant 6?
Twice.
That was a good one, wasn't it?
It was creative. I'll give you that.
Are these monsters just running away? They're just skedaddling.
No, they're dead. I'm dying them. So
Anyway, you stay out of this. This kid's mine.
You can deal with him all you want.
Then we have no problem right now.
what do you even want the crystals for anyway?
I have one job. Collect the crystals.
We all kind of have that job.
Yeah, so why don't we just split the reward?
You can't split a wish.
Well then how about we all fight for it once we have them all?
How about we fight for it now?
Did you see how many of those friggin' things there are? Who knows how much more is coming, man?
That's fine.
You really think you can take them all on your own?
You're acting like I need to.
I mean, it does look like they seem to have pretty much the same objective when it comes to the crystal. I mean, you saw how these monsters just made a beeline for the crystal the moment it started shining.
Yes, and I would have had it, if not for this thief.
Actually, you would have had it if not for that thing firing down on us, whatever that was.
Well, point is, this was the first of their appearances, and I don't think that these monsters returning to them with all the information about how awesome we were is going to make the next troop appear weaker.
And then Zach just kind of leans towards me. He's like, you know, you're right. We were kind of awesome there. Good job.
No, Zing just shot at Zach.
Why?
What do you mean, why? He's the one he's after right now.
Alright, so...
I've got to go help with the groceries, though, so, 2-minute break.
Okay, so how about we say this, real quick. We're at a standoff right now, and that's when the quote-unquote commercial break happens.
Now it's time for Ask a Ranger.
Okay, so a ranger is a champion among champions, defenders of the universe and good at large, am I correct?
I would say that about some things up, yes.
So, why were a coward and a petty crook chosen?
Hey, I'm not petty.
And I am not a person.
Okay, a non-being and a criminal chosen.
Well, the Aura Stones work in mysterious ways, Zink. They all chose you for a reason. Clearly there is some attribute they find likable in yours, deemed worthy to have something to save the world with. It's just how these things work.
Are you insulting me?
Zink, the Morphing Grid works in mysterious ways. It'll all work out. You are destined to help save this planet. You are all a team. You'll have to learn to work together in these coming times.
Don't give me that cliche. Why am I being partnered with a criminal? You just leave? Really? And I'm stuck with you two? What the hell is wrong with your hair?
Hey!
My connection is still stable. Yes, it is. Okay, we should be back live again. Alright, commercial break over. And so, now everyone's squaring off to fight each other. And suddenly, a light shines down from above, all three of them, a familiar one. And the Guardian appears before the three. He then says, White Ranger, what was your name?
Zink.
Zink. Well, I think these two make a perfectly fine proposal. Why not all work together and get the crystals much faster?
Because I want it.
I see. What if I told you I could grant you an even bigger benefit to your ranger powers should you decide to work with them for the time being?
What benefit?
And the Guardian then waves his hand, and all three rangers are now inside the Holy Tower yet again. This place is what is known as the Hall of Champions. Only those blessed by my powers can enter this place. No evil can interrupt. Now, as you see, and he points to these giant gold archways that line the walls, and everyone notices that on top of each of these big gates or archways, whatever, however you want to describe them, is a statue of a helmet of a different Red Ranger from each team. And he says, "These are the Ranger archives. From these you may look into the past of any given Ranger team and learn from their own adventure. Should you all work together to get the Kronos Crystals back, I will allow you to study these at your leisure."
Wait, hold on. This one's marked like 100 years in the future.
Ah, yes. So it is. However, they interacted with the time that we currently are in, and thus we gained access to their history.
Okay, you got a deal.
And and I'll let you guys decide if you hear this or not, but Zach just kind of exhales like, "Oh, thank God." Like,
Well, Zink would have heard it because he was getting ready to punch him.
like,
I would have heard it because I'm a ferret.
true. And the guardian goes, "Then we have made a deal. Now,
How do I get back here?
all you need to do is call out to me, and I will pull you in whenever you so request."
Okay, leave me here.
Are you sure that's a wise decision?
Yes, I'm going to read all of this.
Interesting. You truly are a fascinating bunch. How about you two? What would you like to do? And he
I kind of wanted to check out a few seasons.
very well.
Seasons?
And Zach, then he like thinks about it, and he's like, "Well, much as I would love a history lesson, I am needed elsewhere. So can you zap me back to Earth? That'd be
We
great.
already have the crystal. There's no reason to go back.
I have other things I need to take care of. Maybe some boring old piece of junk like you wouldn't understand."
I suppose not.
So, and then the Guardian just nods. "Very well," and he waves his hand, and Zack is gone. He's back to Earth. And he goes, "Now then, I see you've gained your first prize," and the Kronos Crystal Narple's had floats out of her hand and up into the infinity space that's above them, because again, you can't see to the top.
Okay, good. I was worried I was gonna lose this if I put it in my wallet.
Now, which of these gates would you like to observe first?
Chronological order.
Yeah, chronological.
Interesting. And so the Guardian then puts a hand to his head, and he calls down a gate. It literally, like, on a floating platform, like, floats down. And I want you both to roll knowledge. 3. Okay. So, I'm going to say that you both do recognize this gate. This is the gate showing the history of the team known as Nitro Boost. And so,
Now that's obscure.
yes. And so, like, how do you guys go about this? Do you both just sit down next to each other and just look into this gate, or like what? Like,
Oh, you see, Zink doesn't have to sit. Much like a certain long-suffering antagonist, he has to stand.
I see how I see what you did there. I see it.
Eyes right into the viewing globe.
So how about you, Narfles?
I'm just like I don't know. I figure out some popcorn and just watch.
Okay, so yeah, You both stare into this gateway and begin to watch the tale of the Nitro Boost team. Meanwhile, back on Earth, Zack has been zapped back down to the space of what used to be the carnival. There's now just a big hole of just nothing there, like no grass, just a dirt for miles to see.
But is it stained dirt?
Yes.
Stained red or stained black?
Yes.
Ooh, neat. I like this place.
So, and he's looking around at all the destruction, and he kind of just can't believe it. Like, just like an hour or two ago, man, this place was so full of life, so full of energy. Nothing, and now it's just nothing, desolate. And then he's like, well, hey, Guardian. And so the Guardian then speaks to him, and through his head, I know you're low on energy and all, but, like, could you at least tell me if some people made it out okay? And so the Guardian then creates a small little portal window in front of Zack, and he sees that the kids that he tried to save earlier, or rather that he gave money to earlier, one of them made it out. That was the one that he grabbed and told him to run. He made it out okay, but the others, let's just say they weren't as fortunate. And so Zack then just kind of stares down at the ground, and he clenches up, and he punches the dirt real fiercely. It doesn't really do anything because it's just a bunch of dirt, but, like...
Oh, so he's unmorphed?
Yes.
Okay, because otherwise they'd be like, oh, there's a crater.
Yeah, right. So he's frustrated now, and he's like, well, where do I go from here? And he starts to think. He, like, just sit there and just think about things. Now I'm gonna say after this, a full day passes. Okay? And over this time, I'm gonna ask Narples, after you got done watching the Nitro Boost team, what did you decide to do? Did you decide to keep going, or did you decide to go somewhere else, or go get a shower?
Shower, eat, sleep.
Yes. Binge watch the whole season.
Yeah. So
Don't forget,
My
Narples
suit
is actually
stick to
biological.
My skin.
I
at
know,
this point.
but I'm just trying to ask to make sure. Okay.
No, Narples, like a true neat, continues watching until her eyes bleed.
Maybe, I don't know.
No, come on.
Hey, I can't assume.
This was the worst position to sit in. Don't they have like pillows in this castle? And
So
I just crack my back and bend it in like an impossible angle.
Why would a hole made for spirits have any sort of furniture?
yeah,
It is a good point. The crystal guy didn't even seem to touch the ground.
Oh, he's dead.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna go home, take a shower, get some coffee. Wanna come with?
No, I've got more to watch.
Okay. See you later.
Okay.
so Zink just keeps watching gate after gate, just standing there.
No, he doesn't need to eat or sleep. There's no reason not to.
Okay. So yeah, he keeps going, and
I
he's
wasn't kidding about the Philip thing.
learning quite a lot about past Power Rangers and how they like to operate.
Zeo crystals, you say?
And I won't say he's reached Zeo yet.
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 It's a matter of time.
Yeah. Well, actually, out of roleplay here for a sec. And yes, I am going to break DM rules and actually ask you. When he said chronological order, would that mean that, like, Time Force would be last, or that it would be, like, in the middle?
Chronologically, based on where the adventures take place.
Okay, so it'd be like in the middle.
Yeah, because while Time Force is technically from the future, the only notable thing they did was totally based in current time.
Yeah, okay. So.
Because everything else went without incident.
Right, alright. Fair.
Although the time travel episodes from Mighty Morphin are going to be all kinds of screwy.
Yeah. So, Narples is back at home, doing her thing, and Zach right now is running around the city, still scamming people, still raising money. Now we go to, and now I also ask, where is Rose and Nadia currently, Sheena? Probably at home, safe. It's been a day. Same with Olivia. She's just doing her best to, like, stay indoors, stay safe. But, and again, if this were a TV show, this is what the audience would see. She turns on the news, and at the same time, inside of the Hall of Champions, the Guardian pulls up the viewing globe and also tunes into this broadcast. And you see a reporter go, it's star reporter Mika Balhara, and and I can't do her accent, so I'm just gonna say what she says. I'm sorry, but she says, "Tragedy struck yesterday as the Power Ranger Carnival in the small town known as Rolte was laid under siege by a group of monsters from the sky. They consumed everything in sight, and no one knows exactly what happened. All that is left of the carnival grounds is a giant crater. Thankfully, though, none of the local talent who was scheduled to perform at this carnival was harmed, including hit band Chloe in the background, as well as star pop idol Catherine Andrews." And Catherine Andrews is like, "Oh, yes, it was such a great tragedy that what happened there today. I did my best to save everyone that I possibly could. I'll have you all know that it has inspired my music for years to come, and I hope you all buy my new single coming out in the following weeks. Only $39.99 per song."
In French.
You have to specifically pay for it in euros because
because Catherine Andrews just likes everybody to suffer.
Yes.
So, and then it's like, all right, and now here's the weather, and Olivia turns the TV off, and the Guardian stops listening to. As Olivia goes to tune out, and the viewing globe already turned off, but then it immediately turns back on because this is important. Breaking news. We now have reports of similar attacks happening all over the planet. Small sieges have happened in various cities across the world. We'll keep you updated as things go, but local heroes known as the Power Rangers have been spotted in various areas. However, the damage is truly a sight to behold. We'll keep you updated as things keep going. And so, there, end of broadcast. So yeah, things are not looking good for the people of Earth right now. Olivia then, because life keeps going. Olivia being Ike, she just heads out to where she needs to be. And I'll ask Troy later, because he's not online, but I think he said she was a college student. Maybe I'm wrong about that. If she's not, she just goes to work. Whatever. It's not that big important of a detail. She just sets out from her house to go where she needs to be.
Her work college.
Her work college, yes. So, yeah. People are kind of scared. And so now, the Guardian puts a hand to his head to try and sense something. And let's see. 2. I'm worried about Hershey. So he just sits there and kind of concentrates, but his powers are still weak, so he's going to be there a while. So, Sheena, did you want Rose and Nadia to do a thing, perhaps? Have emergency backpacks in case the house gets messed up. Getting little holes. They're good. True. So Nadia and Rose are making preparations. Meanwhile, their trusty dog Hershey is nearby, just doing his best to comfort them, being a dog.
He's doing dog things.
Yeah, faithful companion. And Nadia's she's shaken, but she's doing her best to put on a brave face. And she's like, "Don't worry, Rosie. I'm sure it'll be fine. Like, after all, the Power Rangers will save us, right? It's always how it's been." And Nadia just kind of looks down. She's like, "Yeah, I guess you're right." And they continue doing what they were doing. So now,
I was just in the meantime, I took a shower and I watched the news, and I was shaking my fist at the TV while Captain Andrews was on air. And they didn't even mention me during the concert.
so Narwhal's gonna buy her new CD.
They didn't even show any footage of when I was playing.
Nope.
This is gonna cost some blood.
Oh, dang. So, let me just check a thing here. Alrighty. So, the Guardian then floats to Zinc and he says, "You're needed now. I sense something new."
After this episode.
Well, I suppose we can let Zack and Narples go get the crystal instead. The choice is yours, White Ranger. And so
let's go.
and so then he waves his hand.
Yes, on pause.
He waves his hand, and then Zack and Narples are now inside the Hall of Champions. And
it's a good
but
thing
I'm barely dressed.
Oh no, poor nude Narples.
I still have my like lock thingies in my hair, and I'm in my bathrobe.
Well, it's okay. You're with like the only two people in the cast who literally could not care less.
Pretty much.
Haven't even finished my coffee.
Yeah, but the coffee got brought with you, so.
Yeah.
My eggs are still on the frying pan. I haven't turned off the fire.
You know what?
Disaster.
This is actually kind of messed up. You're a bad guardian.
And so the Guardian kind of sighs, and he pulls up the inside of Narple's house on the viewing globe. And then he just kind of like pokes the viewing globe, and all the like electronics and stuff, they just turn off. Like, yes, literally all of them. So her cable is off, her freaking stove is off, like everything's just off.
The stove works on gas.
The stove is still off though.
Yeah, but Zink's got to point out, you just wasted her food. That's not free. Why don't you give her like an alpha or something?
So, and then he waves his hand again, and Narples now has one of her various outfits actually on. She's not bum naked anymore.
Oh my god, she must feel so violated.
I don't know how to feel about this.
Do not worry about where your things are going or what they have done. Only the darkness knows.
And
okay, I can get it back then.
Really, because now Zink's eyeing him warily.
So,
like, that is surprisingly wrong.
So, and meanwhile, Zack is like kind of like he's like crossing his arms too. He's like, "Man, I was about to make a freaking gold mine. Like, I had this guy in the palm of my hand. He was gonna hand over so much cash. Like,
I was gonna get like $2 in change."
Do you know how many pennies that is?
200.
No one asked you, Zink. Anyway.
You just did.
And then he throws a penny at Zinc. Like,
And now it's 199.
well, actually, it's not even that because he didn't get the $2. The Guardian zapped him away before him. But
You know, you're right on that front.
So,
now you're a penny broker.
Yeah. And the Guardian then just goes, Rangers, a new attack on the city is going to start soon. I can feel it. You need to be there to defend. After all, these things seem to be hunting for the crystals, so it's the only lead we have.
Why can't you sense them?
As I said, I can only do the most basic things of my powers. I am still very drained.
I don't know. I mean, general perception seems to be basic.
If only things were so simple. So Zach's just like, yeah, alright, whatever. Can you just zap me down there so we can start hunting for this thing? Like, how are we even supposed to know where it is? And the Guardian goes, assuming there is a crystal in the vicinity, I'm sure you'll find it eventually. Just keep looking. Oh yeah, great help, thanks there. Alright, so...
And then the common sense in Zing's head just floats on through as a thought. Just follow the monsters. He doesn't vocalize it, of course, but...
Are you all ready?
Yeah, now, yes. I got dressed by you, probably.
Very well. And so the Guardian then waves his hand once more.
Where is the other way around?
And poof, you all are in another quarry that just happens to be just outside the city. It looks weirdly suspiciously like the other one, but you ignore that. Don't worry about it.
Could you at least mirror it?
I mean, maybe? Like, let me see.
No, you... Nah.
No.
I mean, I can, but like...
It's more work than it seems, yeah. I imagine. I was just thinking of like the easy, like the latest way to do. Oh, there we go.
Hooray!
I'm a magician. I can right click.
Oh, right.
Dang, I can't.
A completely new map now.
Yeah, like this totally is not the same one. Shit.
Hey, I can still see all the laser indents just mapping the entire area.
Nah.
The difference is that the statues are now real people.
Nah.
No?
They're not there. In fact, nothing's there. Just the nothingness.
I enter the nothingness.
No! So all of them are zapped down. It's been a full day. You're all unmorphed. You're all ready to go. So you've all got your charges back. God mode is now not a thing anymore.
Okay.
So from here on, it's actual rolling. So Zach's like, all right, let's do this, guys. How do we do this?
And Zink immediately walks off on his own.
Hey, we're supposed to be a team.
Alrighty, give me a visual.
All right, so Narples, roll your perception. Dang, Nico with the sixes today, dude. So.
Scan area perfectly.
Yeah, your ferret eyes are better than normal people eyes, I guess. So Narples takes a look around, and she sees that slithering like cockroaches almost, there is at least one parasite who is like slithering in the shadows, like under stuff along walls, whatever. Very obviously searching for something. And so what would you want to do about this, Narples?
Let's not get this tension just yet.
Get what attention? Who? What?
Let's not get its attention quite yet. It doesn't seem to have noticed us yet.
Get what attention? And so,
You see, Narple's zinc was right.
and so I'm gonna roll for that.
I'm gonna climb up here to see.
Okay, so luckily nothing seems to have heard Zach shout, other than like Narples, because she was right next to him probably. But like, and so then Zach's like, "Hey, where are you going? Come back!" And he like gives chase.
I'm gonna do the sensible thing and see if I can't resonate with the crystal.
All right, roll for it. Why 2?
Why wouldn't he be morphed?
Full day passed.
Always morphed. He morphs then does it.
Okay, so he morphs into his White Ranger form and then, like, I guess tries to feel its energy, right?
Yeah, like yesterday.
So rolled an 8. So now let me roll something real quick. 3. Wow. Okay. So you do your best to try and resonate with the energy of this crystal, and you think you might feel something, but it's not really good to say if it's the crystal or not. So you just know there's something in this area.
Just in the area?
Yeah, like in the vicinity somewhere.
I give up.
Well, it just stands there.
Well, what's he gonna do? Pick up a bunch of rocks and sift through garbage? Let the monsters do it.
So what about you, Narples? What's your game plan?
Well, I do have this ring, right? And it has a crystal. I can imagine it could function as a radar.
I mean,
so I try to play with a game of cold and warm.
So you're rolling your own resonance?
Yes.
Go for it.
Okay, I play cold and warm with my ring.
All
I
right.
imagine if I'm not transformed, then there is more power inside of it.
You know what? Yeah, sure. Why not?
There is not enough power.
Rip. Yeah, you're not really feeling anything. Like,
nothing.
You just, again, you have your suspicions because, you know, Ooze Boy over there is slithering around, but like, that's about all you've got to work with currently. So.
Ooh, you know, I just thought of a cheesy thing to do with my elemental powers.
Oh God.
Zing spreads his arms out. Anything the light touches, I can sense.
I mean, roll for it. I'm gonna see if you're actually advanced enough in your powers for something like that.
Probably not, but good cheese.
Was that your roll? A 4?
Well, yeah. What else would it be for?
Oh, I didn't know if you rolled earlier or not for something, because I'm...
No, that's Zinc spreading his arms, not the power roll, totally.
I'm just saying...
Well, that's a buff. Still do it tomorrow.
Actually.
So, okay. Well, yeah, your powers aren't advanced that much. Now, Zach's like, you guys sure we should just be hanging back and not just having a more active role? I mean, like, what if these things start swarming the place, like with the carnival? Like, that would just kind of not be cool.
I mean, you do have a point, and we're also kind of not really getting anywhere with this sensing with the radar stuff.
It's an empty quarry.
Well, I mean, it is literally just outside of a town. Like, what if they start eating the town?
They're not in the town.
But
we worry about that when the time comes.
I mean, I guess that makes sense. Now I'm gonna roll for another thing real quick. 2. Okay, so nothing out of the ordinary really happens as of yet. Alright, so Zach, not really having much of a better plan. He's like, I'm just gonna go spy for a bit. And he, like, starts crawling a little bit closer towards this parasite, which is still slithering around, like over every crevice, like every rock, just kind of occasionally eating a few rocks too. You know, stuff's got to eat.
His rubber fingers get in there deep.
Yeah, you know. And let me move Olivia's token out of the way because she's not here right now. Same with Rose. So
Rose is hitchhiking to a different galaxy, like a smart person.
I guess so. So now I'm gonna roll for something else. 1. Wow. Okay. That's really bad in this case. Alright. So a familiar shadow begins to creep over this totally not the other quarry. If anyone looks up, they're gonna see it's that same mysterious thing Narples tried to grapple from yesterday, moving overhead.
But has it found the crystal yet?
Well, considering that the ooze monster is still sliming about, probably not.
Well, then we don't need to worry.
And so Zach looks up and he's like, are we gonna just ignore that? Like,
Yep.
Black, what do you say about this? I mean,
I don't think trying to anchor it for now is gonna be the best idea. But I also really don't like that thing slithering around here. It's getting uncomfortable. We don't know what it's trying to do.
and it's about to get more uncomfortable.
Whatever it is trying to do, it's definitely not going to be a great idea to let it do it.
And as Narples warned, another parasite drops down from this mysterious object down into the quarry. And miraculously, neither the object nor these parasites seem to have noticed the group yet. And they continue to slither around hunting for things. And then oh dear. Okay. You then see a few more of these parasites continue to drop down in the same general center of the place, right? And
I seem to be getting an idea that the crystal we're looking may just be in the middle right there.
and all of these parasites then start to like come together into a big mass.
Oh no, they're forming a Megazord.
Not quite. That's when there's like 20 of them.
And then they all come together and form into a
Blazing
new
sword.
mass. And you see a new type of parasite. Oh, Ryle, you are beating me to it.
Mm-hmm. I'm quick.
You can keep modifying it then.
What's there to modify?
Oh, that's all you wanted to do?
I made him bigger.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do. Make him a bit bigger and beefier.
I don't know. He looks pretty thick as is.
Yeah. And now this one has fully humanistic proportions, looking like a straight up goo demon. And it lets out like almost like this loud screech, almost kind of like a pterodactyl. It just kind of is like screeching to the heavens and like frantically looking around. And Zach's just kind of skeeved. He's like, yeah, something tells me that's not a good sign, guys.
Zing's still waiting.
He's like, no, wait, let's see.
Well, until the crystal gets revealed.
I I mean, we kind of know that it's in this general vicinity. Where
I
the
am not
crystal could-
panhandling.
What if we get rid of the monster now and search for the crystal later?
Or we could let the monster search for it.
Yeah, but it also has like that transportation, and we don't, and we do know that it can take the monsters pretty quickly back in.
Don't worry about it.
That's the best comeback he can think. Like,
It's not even a comeback, it's just don't worry about it.
If you say so.
so this thing is very
Even
slowly
bigger now.
continuing to grow in size. And Zach's like, yeah, sorry guys, I don't feel good about this, and so he morphs, and yet again, I'm gonna use one of his charges here. He does that aura sense he had before, and so he can sense everyone in the air. He can sense Ink. He can sense Narples, and oddly enough, he can sense something coming from this elite parasite that just formed. Like it actually.
Why'd he roll 3?
Because he used to charge.
Hmm.
So, and so he's like, what the? Because he's confused because he didn't sense anything from the other parasites the other day, but this one very much has an aura. Then he doesn't really approach it because it takes a few steps back and it starts clawing at the ground.
Does it look like it's calling at a specific place or just wildly?
It's just kind of like, uh, if you ever seen Q in Street Fighter, how he has that move where he just flails his arms about, it's like that, but at the dirt.
How about a dog digging for a bone?
That works too, I guess.
Okay, so in a general spot. Alright, Zink leaps up and tries to kick him in the head.
Alright, roll it.
Here, let's use a charge. Light kick.
Okay, so roll 3d6. 13. Okay, this thing literally cannot beat a 13, so roll damage.
Right in the back of the skull.
14, alright. Obviously, we're ignoring the red and blue values because these guys don't have those. So,
Well, we can just remove those.
but, yeah, you hit it and it reels back a bit. And now you've definitely got its attention and it, like, shrieks real loud right at Zinc in response.
And then Zink just starts digging in his hole.
Even though the monster's like 2 feet from him.
And screaming at him.
Yeah.
Like, even a mindless monster's gonna have some pause at that.
It's like that one time when you get the Gale Orb in Shining Wisdom.
Yeah. Yeah, kinda.
Dig underneath the final boss and then leave.
Yeah, yeah. Narfles, it's what are you gonna do?
I am going to morph
Okay.
and then show you how it's how it's dug.
Oh dear.
Oh no, a ferret.
Mighty Morphin power digging.
Both of you are just digging. You're not even trying to fight the thing. You're just digging.
Yes, but I have dibs. I went for it first.
You went for it first, but I'm gonna show you how. I'm gonna show you how you dig.
Hey, don't be like the kid.
And then Zach calls out, "Guys, I don't know. There's something off about this one," because he's still sensing the aura coming from it.
I kicked it in the head. It's fine.
Alright, so now I'm gonna bring up because we've officially entered combat here. And everyone roll initiative. 1d6. Alright, we now have our turn order. So.
So I already showed you how you properly dig like an animal. So you know how to finish this.
So alright.
I am going to use the power of music.
Oh no.
What is it gonna be? What is it gonna be? It's a free. Well, If that's a 3,
What does a 3 do?
it debuffs the enemy, and uh, allies just don't really.
Allies are like, really?
Yeah,
Alright.
allies are just like, yeah, this is what I expected.
Alright, so I got a debuff icon right there. So, yeah.
So is that a universal debuff?
Yes.
Beast.
Literally.
Oh, and since Zink attacked him last round, he's still taking -1 defense.
Yeah, that's true. So,
That feel when no defense dice.
let's see. There, I guess. I just picked a random icon. So,
Yeah, that Sai is appropriate though.
Yes.
So, okay, he's got 2 debuffs on him. And Narples is now singing her heart out, and the Parasite's like, what? Like, confused. Parasite's turn. It's not just gonna take getting kicked, laying down, or getting, sang over its shriek, like, rude. Seriously. Now it reels back its claw and goes for, and it enlarges its claw to be like real big, and it like tries to slap its claw down on both of you. Those being Zink and Narples. So
Good luck surviving through Narple's song.
so beat a 5.
Alright.
Maybe.
Do we roll? Do I roll 2?
Roll 2. Yes, you're morphed.
Yeah.
All right. So how do you guys defend yourselves, or do you dodge, or what?
Zink doesn't. He's a block of steel and he's morphed. The claw just bounces off his back.
The power of music deflects the attack.
You know what, let's play it this way. The closer the hand gets to Narple singing, the more it starts to shake and vibrate like water until it turns to droplets.
That's
Actually
fine.
Makes sense considering it is made out of goop.
Yeah.
Its structure falls apart the closer it gets.
And so, yeah, it totally just dissipates, and now it's Zach's turn. He notices, actually, that as Narples began to sing, the aura of this parasite started to change, just a little bit. He's, like, just trying to figure out what's going on. He's like, wait, this aura feels familiar. What the... So, he's a little skeeved, so he's just gonna stay back and keep observing. He's not gonna fight yet. So, now, Zink, what are you doing?
Well, Zink's in the most probable area, so he's gonna try resonance again.
Okay, roll it.
It's better, and he's very close.
Yeah. So, I take it he didn't stop digging?
Oh, absolutely not.
Okay, so as Zink continues to scrape up the ground with his ranger gloves, which I imagine because he's the White Ranger, they're starting to get very dirty.
Oh, it's fine. He's got claws.
So, he feels a sensation kind of wash over him a little bit. And sure enough, after one big claw into the dirt below him, he feels something. And he pulls it out, and sure enough, it's another Kronos Crystal.
And then he grips it as hard as he can so nobody else can have it.
So,
As long as I have found at least one, I'm always eligible in the running.
that's his turn, I suppose?
Oh, yeah.
Narples?
No, he just stands up and starts patting himself off.
Now what I'm doing is, now I am going to expend one of my charges.
Okay.
And I'm going to darkness manipulation this thing so it doesn't move from where it stands.
So to bind it?
Yes. And that is going to be a 2d6 or 1d6.
I'll have it be 2d6 plus 1 because you're using a charge. 9. Okay, he literally can't beat that. So yeah, a dark binding mist then forms itself around the parasite.
No, it's bondage.
Okay.
Oh no.
Dark straps erupt from the earth or from the shadows and hold him down so he can't move come his next turn. So I'm just gonna straight up skip his turn then, because literally he can't do anything, like straight up. So now it's Zach, and he sees Narples has him bound, and he jumps down. Hey, guys, you mind if I try something real quick?
Probably, but that won't stop you.
Yeah, you're right. I'm gonna do it anyway.
Auntie Narples has got him strapped.
And he walks towards this elite parasite, who is still shrieking, by the way. He stands right in front of it, and he, like, closes his eyes and focuses. And he, like, looks into this thing's aura. And he peers in this thing's soul, and then he sees all those kids who got eaten earlier. And immediately snaps out of it, and he's shaken, and he, like steps back a bit, and he's like, whoa, holy crap, what the... And, yeah, he's visibly disturbed. And then he turns to Zink and Narple, and he goes, guys, we can't kill this thing.
You want to bet?
I mean, we probably can.
No, you don't understand. I just looked into that thing's soul, and it's made up of some of the people who got eaten.
Oh, so we should leave them like this.
To suffer eternally.
Well, what if we can save them?
Yes, let's save the people who are already digested. That sounds very possible.
Doesn't sound exactly possible. Yo, Guardian Wikipedia. Is it possible?
You then hear the Guardian's voice, all three Rangers do. And he goes, I'm not entirely sure, to be honest with you. You may try, but those who got eaten might already be gone. And so, yeah, Zach is still very visibly shaken. And he just kind of stands there trying to think of something he could maybe do, like anything.
Well, Zink flicks them in the forehead. Either you set their souls free or you leave them to suffer. Pick one.
And again, if this were like an anime, or I guess like a live action actor could maybe portray this too, but like his eyes kind of grow wide, like sort of in desperation, and he's very torn on what to do. And meanwhile, Narple still has this thing bound, and it's still like shrieking and like struggling and trying to break free. Not to really any avail, but it's certainly given an effort. And Zach's like, I don't know. And now, so what do you two plan to do if he doesn't act?
Oh, Zink's gonna attack it. It's obvious what needs to be done.
I am going to try to speak to, if it has a soul, it will answer to the calling of my music of love.
So
I will expend one charge.
to keep singing, okay.
Not to keep singing, but to like try to specifically reach for it with my singing.
Okay, so roll it. 11. Okay, it literally can't beat an 11. It's still writhing, but as Narples continues to sing, for Zach, he's more just appreciating the effort. Like the song really doesn't reach him all that much. But for Zink, he like, even if, and I'll leave it up to you, Ryle, but like even if he doesn't think like the song is anything great, he can at least, sense the soul behind the words, so to speak.
Yeah, I've already done that in the first episode.
Yeah, but you can do it again. Like, so.
No, it's not Catherine Andrews.
Yeah, right. So, and so now.
Wait, why didn't I get to attack the parasite?
Well, Narples did an intervening action, so. Now, the parasite.
I have the good song for that. 1 second.
Oh, okay. By the way, all the songs you use this episode, just kind of write them down in like a notepad and send them to me later, so that way I don't forget.
They will be in the chat thing.
I mean, yeah, but that's a lot of scrolling I gotta do later. So the parasite, like, it still rides some, but then eventually, after a bit of the song, it seems to, like, calm down and, like, sort of just slouch to the ground and, like, stop, right? And Zach's, like, getting some hope here. He's like, oh my god, what? I'm gonna roll something here. And this is gonna swing one of two ways, so I don't think Roll20 has a coin flip, does it?
Just roll a d2.
I mean, yeah, so I'll just roll 1d2. Alright. So I'm gonna call Tails. Oh. Oh no. Alright. I want it to be heads, actually, but alright. So... So it seems to calm for a sec, and Zach, like, slowly starts to, like, approach it. But then the parasite, as it's, like, looking at the party and at the singer, it notices the gleam of the Kronos crystal in Zink's hand. And immediately its eyes start to flare up again. And it immediately goes back to trying to break free and just rush forward at Zink to get the crystal. And since, you know, the bind has passed, it is now free. It breaks free. And it starts to run forward.
Yeah, but I have a trick up my sleeve that you wouldn't expect.
Huh.
Guardian hole.
I
I have the crystal. What's it gonna do?
mean, yeah, that's true. So you want to just be like, hey, Guardian, zip me back to the hall, right?
That's right. I got the crystal. Job done.
Yeah.
Then I just drop it off there and nothing can be done. Just come back, kick its ass, and I can go make my dinner.
No, Sheena, you can go. Thanks for joining. If anything with Rose comes up, I'll just do it.
Yeah, Zink drops off the crystal, and then we can put him on autopilot till I get back. If he gets nerfed by anything, he retreats, and otherwise he just spams charges to kick it.
Okay, so you gotta get up to do something real quick too, right?
Well, I gotta make dinner.
Okay. It starts to run forward. All the hope in Zach's eyes is gone now, and so I'm gonna have him use all his charges. And it's running right at him, and he charges up all the energy he's got into one fist. And he just says, I'm sorry. And he punches forward. That definitely is gonna hit. 35, okay. So yeah, it definitely goes wheeling back. And Zach just goes, alright, let's get rid of this thing. And so Zink's just like, alright, finally. Like, not even phased. So I'm gonna have him use one charge as well. Just a cutting beam of light. So slices through the thing. And now Narples, your turn.
I use my darkness manipulation to pierce it.
Okay. So
I am going to expend 3 charges.
oh, okay. So that'll be 5d6 you roll.
19.
It can't beat that, so roll your damage.
18 damage.
Alright, so he's low enough to where he's in finisher range. I'll just have Zach walk forward. At this point, the elite parasite's like writhing on the ground. Like very much in pain. Like still shrinking, still trying to reach for the Kronos crystal. Despite, you know, everything. Zach just sighs. He just says, I guess this is for the best. And so with just one final punch, he hits it, and the thing flies apart into various pieces. And it's over.
Well, We tried everything. Sadly, nothing could be done.
And Zink's just like, yeah, I figured that was obvious from the get-go. Zach turns to them and he goes, well, I appreciate the effort anyway, guys. I guess let's just report back for a job well done. With that, in another flash of light, everyone is back in the Hall of Champions. Zach unmorphs because fighting's over. Same with Zink. The Guardian then, like before, floats the crystal out of the hand of Zink. And, well, he dropped it off earlier, so he floats. It was in the middle of the room, and then he floats it upwards into the tower. And he goes, job well done, Rangers. I hope you realize that this job isn't going to be easy. So I would like to tell you that I appreciate every effort you make each day. And he pulls up the viewing globe, and he shows that the giant object is yet again flying off to places unknown. So Zink's already decided what he's doing with the rest of his day. How about you, Narples?
Don't you mean life?
That too, I guess.
I'm going to get my egg.
That are long since cold by now, probably.
And never properly cooked.
Yeah.
It's like that freaking skit in with the wife and the husband and the egg from Film Cow.
Yes.
I can never have my eggs.
No, not at all. So the Guardian zaps her back down to her home,
And after the eggs, I do want to catch up on some more episodes.
After I'm done throwing out my cold and rotten eggs.
They're not rotten yet. They're just not very tasty.
No. Let's see. Assuming Zink watched non-stop for about 11-ish hours. Let's see. That would be... How many episodes would that be, Ryo?
Well, since there'd be no commercial breaks, each one's only 20 minutes long. That's 3 per hour. That'd be 33.
30. Okay, so I'm going to say that for right now, when it comes to any of the Nitro Boost and then the team that immediately followed after, which, if I'm remembering right, was, I believe, Vector Flash, if I remember correctly. He'll get a +2 to knowledge on both those teams should any information pertaining to them pop up.
I should note that he'll be copying the more notable kung fu styles that he sees.
I mean, sure.
Hey, there's no reason not to. He's got them in slow-mo replay.
Right. And then as for Narples, I will also give her, because she only watched the Nitro Boost team, so if it comes to that, she'll have an innate better knowledge of them too. So.
I've never personally watched that series, so I don't think I did.
I haven't either, but at least I can roll for it.
Yeah, exactly. You'll be able to fudge it in your favor, or if you really don't know in person, then I'll just fill in the info. But
okay.
So, as GM. So then the Guardian turns towards Zach and he's like, "And what will you do?" And Zach's like, "Well, I don't really have a home to return to, so I guess just send me back to Earth and I'll get back to doing what I was doing." Yeah. And Guardian just goes, "Very well," and so, poof. Our ending shot here, it's gonna go to that unless you guys have something specific you want to have happen right here.
There's an off-colored yellow lump in space thinking, haha, I'll show up one day.
You know what? Okay. Sure. You're gonna introduce him this early? Alright, that's fine.
No, he's not showing up for a long time. It's just that, there's a lump.
Okay, so our characters don't see this, but the audience does. And deep out in space, floating on a drifting meteorite, is this orangey yellowish stone creature who kind of looks like Zink, but not really. Maybe if you squinted really hard, it would look like
off 2 feet, and he was a lot wider and chunkier. Really, he looks nothing like him, and he's got beaver teeth.
do rock people have teeth?
Well, they look like teeth.
Okay, if that's how you want them described, I guess. But
it's basically a nasty tumor-like growth, and everybody makes fun of him for it. That's what he gets.
Dang, dude. So, it's drifting through space, and with this rock creature on it, and he's like, "My time's coming. I'll be there soon." And yes, his laugh is that pathetic.
And then you see the calendar he's holding, and no, there's still a few months to go.
And he's like, now what do I do to pass the time? And he looks around, and obviously there's nothing up there, so he just kind of like stands there, and he's like, oh well.
100 bottles of beer on the wall.
He starts doing the friggin' Kotsky kick while he waits. Now, our ending shot is of Zach now walking through the city. You know, people passing by. Again, our audience might notice, you know, certain details in the background and whatnot. One detail that would maybe stand out is a poster for a, where it says lost child on it, but the people passing by block the picture of it. And Zach takes a glance at it, and he just kind of like shrugs, and he's like, well, I can sort this all out at the end, I guess. And he keeps walking while hands in his pockets, hood on, thinking about what to do next. And he's like, well, guess I'll get back to doing what I do best. And he jumps up on a nearby bench, and he's like, hey, come on, try one of my famous elixirs. It'll cure what ails you. Let's go. And with that, it fades to black.